recording. So please, Adrian, Tennis, Shane, I've made you guys all co-presenters. So if you can just keep an eye out if there's any questions or anything like that. I just want, before I get started, can everybody hear me okay? Can I just get a thumbs up, Bridget? I see you. So can you hear me all right? Fantastic, fantastic. Just a little bit of courtesy before we get started. What I'd recommend is maybe just please remember two things. You are keep observation that you've got your mute function on, and also remember that your cell phone also has a camera. So if you do land up doing something privately, or you're going to, just remember, just make sure you're not broadcasting what's going on in your private house. So you're welcome to leave your camera on. But also understand that if you're going to the bathroom or so and you left your camera on, we're going to go to the bathroom with you. So just keep cognizance of that. Just as a general courtesy as well, please, we've picked up on the HYPERFUND intro group as well. There are people now, because we're growing with momentum and people are learning and joining, they are now starting to target the people inside our own group to start pitching all sorts of other products to that. So please, just respect the people that are in the group. This is a HYPERFUND group. We focus specifically on how to leverage capital and how to maximize. So if you are doing it, please stop doing it. Find another way to grow your business or your other businesses, but don't solicit business inside this group. I think it's only a professional courtesy so to do that. So just to kick off, we're going to, I'm going to share my screen again and run through the overview. But we have really, guys, I am super excited what we're going to show you in the next sort of 30-40 minutes. And I think if anybody's been blown away so far, Shane, I cannot wait for what you're going to share with the guys. I mean, I'm really stoked. So let me get started here. Is my screen, am I sharing it now? Let's have a good look there. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. Okay, so like usual, what we do is we run 30 minutes, just a high-level overview. That's an intro session. I don't go into massive detail when it goes there. The reason being is that there are presentations that take place from Monday to Sunday from corporate that explains a high overview. What I like to do is sort of read and just chat between the lines on those presentations and maybe fill in some blanks. So this is technically almost like a second session if you haven't been exposed to the business. So if you are new and you're going to see lots of different concepts, please don't feel overwhelmed or stressed or confused. It's just because we got a bit more of an advanced session, particularly how we structure the business and how we use the compounding factor and how we move your earnings from 15% per month right up to 24% a month. And we touch on everything. The advanced session, again, thank you for the guys being on board. Shane, for the work that you're putting in. Tennis, for your constant support. Adrian, likewise. Everybody around the table, we would not be here if it wasn't for you. But the bit loan function has really got a lot of interest from a lot of people. So we're going to focus a little bit more on that as well. So HYPERMATE, congratulations to those people that did win. People have been approaching me and saying, hey, I got this random email saying that I'd won one of these HYPERMATE Gs. Yes, it's a genuine competition. It has been published and it has been communicated on the groups. So well done to you. There is a timeline. Just note on the email that you've got to write back to them before a certain deadline. Otherwise, you forfeit the prize. A disclaimer on my side, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to solicit business. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your investments, etc. All that this group is essentially, we are entrepreneurs. We are sharing our experiences and giving it from our perspective. If you're looking at investing or using your money, go and speak to a financial advisor as such and get better advice or more traditional advice if you choose. But here we speak about cryptos and our experiences and how to maximize profits according to our opinion. So what we will cover very high level, and we're going to bounce around it a little bit, is who's behind this, what is HYPERFUND from a general point of view, and how do we get involved. So to touch on that, the presentations, if you want to get involved, Monday to Sunday, there the times are. We have 3 different HYPERFUND groups that you can join. We have an intro group, which is a South Africa-based group where we support each other and we communicate. And then we have the international group. So we post these up regularly in the groups. So just shout out there and you'll find those time slots as well. So what is it? What is HYPERFUND all about? Right. So HYPERFUND is essentially started with 4 massive companies, and that was they were founded by leaders in the industry, guys that have been in the business since 2009. And you've got guys like Ryan Chu, who are the biggest shareholders of Binance, owning large stakes, well over 46 different exchanges. Collinstar Capital as a company here, they are from our side. They are definitely the world leaders when it comes to venture capitalist firms. They're based in Australia. They are registered with the Australian Securities Exchange Councils, etc. They've done so. These companies have been in existence 2014. But Ryan Chu himself, where he's made his money, is through mining cryptocurrencies. He started way back in 2009 and has built a massive business together with Sam Lee and his other fellow business partners. So we got 4 very large, very successful businesses out there. Collinstar Capital, they're also involved. They've got their own proprietary mining technology as well. Mining chips, people might not know that. They also do investing, all launches, etc. Then you got Blockchain Global. Blockchain Global is a foundation that also launches venture capitalists as well, but they also deal with well over 12 countries now. And this company is the only company to be endorsed by Australia as well and by China. So these guys are dealing with Geneva, Switzerland. They're dealing with large European countries and educating them how to actually get blockchain technology, how to make it work within their existing ecosystems. Then you got Digital X, which is a marketing arm of the businesses. So they've got their fingers into all sorts of news outlets, etc. So they're able to promote very well. And Hcash, they started that in 2016. Hcash is their cryptocurrency, which is quantum resistant. If anybody knows a lot about computers, we have a great concern that quantum computers are going to be so fast that it can actually solve some of the blockchain issues. They foresaw these issues and started with Hcash way back in 2016 with all the major universities involved, and they have solved that problem and have taken that forward. So this is the guy, Ryan Chu, very understated guy, but probably in China, definitely the top 5 influencer when it comes to cryptos, and I'll definitely throw him up in the top 10 in the world when it comes to influencing. Yeah, we've heard of all the other guys as well, they've been around for ages, but this guy has got the businesses to back it as well. He's been involved in all these projects, angel investor to things like Monero, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash. He's been very involved in how those have also been taken out into the marketplace. He's also a majority shareholder of 5 Australian Nasdaq listed blockchain tech companies. And as I said, majority shareholder. So this guy has really, really got a lot of meat behind him. He's supported by his chairman, Sam Lee, good long-standing friends. And Sam Lee has been out there educating the world, as far as cryptocurrencies, featured on all major news broadcasts like CNN, BBC, etc., and dealing with top companies like Microsoft and Amazon, guiding those leaders, guiding those top businessmen on where blockchain's going and how it's going to affect their business. One of the things is they've also got the blockchain center. They have a vision to have 30 million people in the ecosystem, and they have an education foundation as well, where they want to have 300 crypto education centers around the world as well. Then they're also supported by, they call him the brain. In fact, they call Ryan the Martian, and they call Sam the Prince of Cryptos, and this guy they call the brain. And he's part of the Mensa Society. He's himself personally very wealthy. He used to be an ex-fund manager and done very, very well. And I think he's very involved, obviously, when we look at things like what we're doing with the HYPERFUND and how they look long-term on their money. Roy is actually celebrated a bit of a celebrity when he goes to China, Hong Kong. He's actually seen as quite a, I'm sure people like we run up to rugby players. I think in China they run up to Roy and congratulate him on his mental capacity there. Then you got Chris Kay. He's been in cryptocurrencies since the age of 13. So, very, very knowledgeable guy when it comes to how to integrate into this world of cell phones and social media and how to launch products out, etc. So here you got a guy that's born and bred basically in cryptocurrencies and in social media. Hell of a intelligent guy, very, very understated and very, very influential at the same time. They've got, this is just some of their equity portfolios, some of the things that they've been involved in. And if you recognize some of these names, I mean, yeah, you've got the biggest exchange, you've got VeChain, that there's been a lot of talk around that. Power Ledger, Musico, BW.com. These are Tron. If you're in cryptocurrencies, this will mean something to you. But basically, they are where the action is. And of the cryptocurrencies that they have launched, they still have 12 cryptocurrencies in the top 20. So that says something. These guys know what they're talking about. So what is it? How does it work? What are they trying to do at the end of the day? So they have these wonderful, they've got the mining operations, they've got the banking operations taking place. There's the hypermining, the banking. They've also got a financial division where you can loan and lend money from, or Bitcoin or mortgages, etc. That's all growing. They've got this HyperDAO, which is another cryptocurrency, which is going to be central to all these things as well. And we're going to go on to HyperPay today. I'll actually show you how the HyperPay app works. And very, very powerful. And that we're going to do in the advanced class where we look at the loans. But very, very exciting space. But one of the questions is that what I always get asked is, how is the money made? So at the end of the day, I'm going to quickly just pop over to a video. I want to share my screen, and hopefully it comes out all right. I called it up earlier. Let me just find it again. And we're going to listen to Kalpesh Patel. Kalpesh is one of the top guys. He's been around in cryptocurrencies. You've got cryptocurrencies, but more importantly with HYPERFUND. So you've got a guy by the name of Keith that started last year, October. You've got, Rob, who's the main guy distributing or communicating out what HYPERFUND is about. And the question is how did I get involved in this? So my background is I manage a cryptocurrency and I trade cryptocurrency and do investments. And I found about this when it was still in its beta phase and it hadn't actually launched out into the public. So this started last year sometime in the beta phase. And we've only now, on the 10th of June, did HYPERFUND get launched into the Western world. So it was in beta phase, then it was launched into China. They did some testing, they were happy with what they were doing there, and only officially launched into the space on the 10th of June. So if you haven't heard of it and it's new to you, it is because it is new. And I was just very fortunate that with my contacts with the banks and OTC trading, that this was brought to my attention ahead of the time. But let's listen to Kalpesh Patel and see how he explains how the money is made.
You can do that with us in HYPERFUND, the 5th company under Hypertech Group. And here you get paid to build a community. How simple is that? If you're on Facebook, guess what? Somebody invited you and you joined. And you invited somebody and they joined. You built a community. Mark Zuckerberg is worth hundreds of billions because of you. Congratulations. If you've ever referred anyone to anything, you've built a community and a customer base for somebody. And they may have thanked you, but did they thank you financially? I don't know. This company thanks you super well. And so here you can earn passive leverage and residual profits daily. And so HYPERFUND is HYPERFUN, and it's a unique once-in-a-life opportunity. You can join today and immediately within 24 hours be earning a profit. How does that work? Let's have a look. You learn and earn at the same time here, right? So first of all, the company is building Mars Academy. Here you will have access to blockchain and crypto education. They understand that most people on the planet, they might have heard of crypto and blockchain, but don't understand it. So they'll teach us about it. The second benefit is daily profits. That's right. Every single day, the company will share profits with you based on your membership level. So what happens when you become a member of our organization, they take your membership fee and put it to work in the markets on your behalf. So it's a real nice, relaxed way of earning passive income because they're the experts. You don't need to be. We don't need to learn how to read charts and trigger signals at the right time and do all of that kind of stuff. These guys know what they're doing. Let them make the money and let them give us a nice, simple and passive income daily. Really powerful. And the third benefit when you become a part of this community is that in the future, as new projects get delivered, you will get to buy in at a 20 to 30% discount. How about that? New projects coming in, you get them at below market value, and then bang, you benefit immediately when they go public. So that's the exciting part, probably one of the most exciting parts going forward. So let's have a look at how this group makes money. First of all, we are talking about a company that dominates its space. They're the #1 group in the world when it comes to anything blockchain, okay? The second thing to note is that blockchain is the space to be in. The world's biggest transfer of wealth is happening right now. Money doesn't disappear, it simply moves direction. And if you know where money's moving to and you can get in front of that stream early, then if you're in the stream, you catch the river and then you get into the ocean, all right? So the key is understanding how money moves and then moving with it, all right? And so the group profits in many, many ways that they're completely integrated vertically in the whole industry, as I've already demonstrated to you. So they make money mining. Imagine. So every time a new project comes out, a new token, a utility token that is real, that's got a business built around it, cryptocurrencies are like shares these days, all right? They've matured. In the old days, there was a lot of speculation, a lot of non-value propositions that happened, and it was all very meaningless and kind of up in the air. But now it's become a strategic way of monetizing businesses, all right? So we will get access to great mining opportunities with this company. They're market makers. This is the bit I love. They're not asking us to learn how to make money from the markets and how to trade. They are market makers and not market chasers, which means they own so much cryptocurrency stock of so many different variety of cryptocurrencies that when they buy or sell certain currencies, they move the markets. They influence the price. And if they can influence the price by a few percent every day, they can trade those movements, which means that they're making money every single day. They're literally clipping a little bit here, clipping a little bit there every single day. So they're able to do that for us too. Isn't that super cool? They will leverage their technologies, their skills, their expertise, and their track record to give us a break. How awesome is that? They're angel investors. They're like the Dragon's Den or the Shark Tank of blockchain. And so they see the best projects first before everybody else because they're the biggest in the world. And so when great projects land on their table, if they like them, they fund them, but they don't just give them their money, they back them with their resources. So they support new projects that they funded with expertise and consultancy and help those projects rise. And in the space of angel investing, if you get it right, you multiply a penny by multiple dollars. You can turn a penny into $1, a penny into $10, a penny into $100, and sometimes a unicorn pops up and you can turn a penny into $1,000. And these guys have done that on more than one occasion, as you've already seen. They stake their own projects, which means literally they get to create businesses that only increase in value over time. And so, they have tokens and coins, currencies that increase naturally and progress naturally over time. They list other people's tokens, valuable utility tokens, onto cryptocurrency exchanges around the world, of which most of the biggest and successful ones, they funded and have shares in. So they've got multiple revenue streams from this massive, explosive, emerging industry. And we can now profit with all of that through them. Pretty cool, right? So how do you do that? Very simple. Become a member of this beautiful community.
All right. So hopefully that just gives you a little bit more insight. And again, I like sharing Kalpesh because you can listen to, he does the presentations on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You got Rob doing Monday and Friday. You got Keith and Amanda doing it on Saturday. That's when they do the technical training and go into a little bit more background. And then on Sunday, there's a sort of a group call where we just discuss what's going on in the markets as those people that are interested in cryptocurrencies as such. We call it a leadership call, but it's just really keeping everybody abreast of it. So just on my personal journey, and those that do know me, I've been involved in cryptocurrencies, as I say, for close on 6 years now. And I'm not one to really promote products. And my journey with HYPERFUND really started, I was exposed to the opportunity late last year, and I only really focused on it from February this year. And I spent 3 months doing my due diligence on it. And I've put together a Word document that you guys can follow and take away. I do that, I share that with the greatest of pleasure so that you yourself can go and do your due diligence. And when we started this, myself and a friend of mine, business partner, if you would say, Tinas, we did this together. And for 3 months, we just focused putting our own investment in. We were not interested in networking at all. And what's really nice with this HYPERFUND is you don't need to network to make 24% a month. You can do this with your own capital. And Tinas, are you out there? Can you unmute yourself for a second there, if you don't mind?
Hi, Rory, I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, Tinas, so, how excited we got. I just went like in 3 minutes, just share, like what we went through in that 3 months while we were doing our due diligence and how it worked for us and just your thoughts. I mean, you and I had that journey and, the best time was 10:30 at night, getting those phone calls between each other. But you just shout there for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just give your thoughts on it, please.
Thanks, Rory. Yeah, so when we started, you told me about it, about this great opportunity that you heard about when you were in London. So we didn't want to recruit anyone. We wanted to use our own funds. And just by doing that, we are pretty amazed. But what I wanted to share today is, because of all this information, it was very complicated to explain to people what we're doing and how we're making the money and stuff. So I think I figured it out now. So basically, HYPERFUND has a lend and earn option where you, as an investor, you can lend money to HYPERFUND by investing USDT and buying a package or a membership from $300, $500, $1,000, and you can invest as much as you want. And because you are lending them the money, they give you a fixed interest rate of between or from 0.5% per day. So you earn a minimum of 15% a month because you are lending, you're investing the money in HYPERFUND. And then they have the pledge and borrow, which is what Rory and Shane is going to show you how to combine the two, where you can actually use your cryptocurrency as collateral and borrow against it and make a huge profit on it. So just by doing that and by reinvesting the money here, you can grow your own funds without even telling a soul about it. Just by using your own funds, and you just go onto your platform. You don't even have to need an app. You can just go on the website, which I've made the homepage on my phone, click on rebuy, and I reinvest daily. And by doing that and the compounding, and the powerful thing here is the compounding, because your money is locked in, that they pay you small pieces every day. So from the first moment, the day that you've invested, 24 hours later, they start paying you out 0.5%. Now, whenever you get to $50, you can actually take that money out. You don't have to wait 200 days or 600 days before you can access your money. You have access to that money every time there's $50 in it. And now the powerful thing is, if you take that $50 or $200, whatever you're earning that day, and you reinvest it, obviously your investment increased, so your daily earnings for the next day will also increase, because you get paid 0.5% if you do the structure the right way, 0.7% a day on the money that is invested. But if you need money and you take your daily rewards out, it doesn't affect your earnings. You will still earn the same amount you earned yesterday, even though you take it out. Now on Shane's spreadsheet, it will show you when you withdraw how that affects your future earnings. Because obviously if you invested it, you're earning more on that for the next day because your investment is larger. So if you're taking this money out, it doesn't affect how much you are earning, but it affects how much your future earnings, because you're obviously taking that, you could have earned interest on that. And by compounding this thing, it's definitely the eighth wonder of the world. So, yeah, Rory, I'm very excited about this. I hope it made it a bit more clear, just understanding the lend and earn and the pledge and borrow, two functions that you can combine. And just by using the system and the rules, you can make huge profits without even sharing it. And just another thing that I wanted to share, if we say you can earn up to 24, 25% using your funds, but if you are a networker, you're earning actually a lot more than that. Because when we looked at what we are earning through our investment, what we have invested, and how much we are earning per day, I think, Rory, you were on 240% a month on what you've invested, just because we are sharing the opportunity. But that's not why we have started this thing. We got excited just by using our own funds and doing this thing, not recruiting. And now, obviously, seeing what we see here, it's impossible to keep it for ourselves.
Well, cheers, thanks, man. Yeah, look, I mean, the excitement's there. And I think you highlighted three factors that we worked out as, I mean, you can stick it at 15%, and that in anybody's language is a great return, 15% a month. And we worked the system, we got it to 24. And on top of that, we throw in the compounding, and then we'll go through that. But Tinus, thank you for your friendship and your journey. And it's been amazing, and it's only going north. And the reason why we're here is actually because, we just wanted to share the opportunity. And this is really a platform where I want to make sure that we actually learn and grow together. And that's why, Shane sharing his spreadsheet, Tinus, your spreadsheets and insight, using the BitLoan function. I really want this to be a community where we grow and learn together and share together. So just to carry on quickly, here we got the Hyper card as well. A lot of people say, great, well, I get the cryptocurrency, but how do I spend it? Well, they've got a Hyper card. It is linked into the HyperPay app as well, where it's accepted over 176 countries, 50 million merchants, and there's no withdrawal limits, and you can spend up to $50,000 per day in a swipe, which is quite substantial. You don't normally get that. You also get a virtual card. I'll share that with you guys now when I jump onto the app as well. So how would you get involved? You'd basically download the app, you register the account, and please, if somebody shared it with you or you've been invited to this presentation, please go back to them and ask them for their link. Just honor that. You deposit some dollars in, and you purchase your membership, and you start earning the next day. And you know, we've gone through how we earn the money. I'm going to jump onto a spreadsheet in about a minute, but just to again give a bit of credibility here. I'm not going to really go much further into the credibility because I'll share the documents. You can go and watch the other presentations and go and do your own research. But here you got Sam Lee on Sky News, CNN. You can actually, if I hit this now, or hit the play button, you know, they've been featured around the world. Here is Ryan Chu with one of his first mining operations there in China. Here you've got Sam Lee being interviewed by Microsoft as well. And these aren't small companies. Here's CZ. Those that know Binance and the cryptocurrency, CZ is a ledge. We love him to bits. But there's his business partner, majority shareholder, Ryan Chu. He is the man behind driving all these things. Here he is with Donald Trump. So those that are, you got Republicans versus your, anyway, I think he's very much open, but I wouldn't worry if you're on the left side. I don't think he just supports Donald Trump as such. And yeah, you got your CCTV, meaning now this don't underestimate this. It's got over 1 billion viewers in China. This is the state news broadcast in China. So those that have traveled, these guys also look to Ryan when it comes to knowledge and what's happening in the marketplace. And then you've got here's the Montenegro Securities and Exchange Commission chairman. You've got Zoran there. Here you've got the president of Switzerland. Now, you don't get invited and mixing and meeting with these people unless you know what you're doing and you're guiding them. I mean, here from Russia to to Switzerland, here's the Danish consulate. It's really worldwide. These guys are leaders, and not only are they linking in with all the broader countries, so to speak, they're also working with universities. As I said, Monash, Purdue University, and very much supported from that perspective. And then here, just if I can go back, here you can go and check Australian blockchain. This is part of where they endorsed. You can see they have endorsement from the Australian. And if you just go out and Google, just go onto CoinDesk or BitNews and search DigitalX. Go and search the different companies' names. I mean, here Australian crypto company DigitalX has entered a joint venture with US Bank. So we spoke about them being individual businesses, and here you got one of their divisions going into a joint venture with the US Bank. And also their cash flush as well. Here's their chip. Remember I spoke to you about the mining. They've got that sorted. $100 million, they just acquired the Baiwang Group on a buyout. And so it goes, etc., etc. Those that got Prime TV as well, there's Ryan the Martian. But you can actually, it's called The Next Blockchain. You can go and listen to what they have to say about what's happening in the cryptocurrencies. So I think enough of that. I'm not going to go on and on and on about that. Essentially, what I want to show is how the money is made at the end of the day. So what we spoke about earlier is that you can purchase a membership. It starts at $300 up to $1,000. So let's say you got $1,000. What their current offer of at the moment is they're offering a 3 times leverage. So what that means is based on a similar concept as a convertible bond. Those that understand government bonds, essentially you're buying something at a discounted value for future value. And they originally started marketing it as a convertible bond, but because of all the different legislations around the world, it was just a lot easier to call it a membership, because every country has its own legal ramifications around that. So currently they offer anywhere from 2 to 3.5 times your membership value being paid back to you. So you put in $1,000 and they are currently offering 3 times back on that, which means they're going to pay you $3,000 back. And how do they do that? They offer paying back at a rate of 0.5% to 1% based on your initial membership value. So that means on 0.5%, I am going to be earning $5 a day. Can everybody follow that? Great. So now the question is immediately in my mind is, well, how quickly will I get my return on investment? Because that's obviously a concern for everybody. So if you have $1,000 divided by $5 a day, that means in 200 days, you would have now received your full $1,000 back. But because they're offering $3,000, in 600 days, I'll get that full investment back. But because their focus right now is to build the community, the value is in the community. That's where the Facebook comes in. That's where Amazon comes in. That's where Google comes in. That's where anything comes in, really, from a large Facebook. If you have a large distribution network, you can market your products to it. And they see the value in that. And they know affiliate marketing in this space is the most effective way to do it. So what have they offered? They said, look, you can have as many memberships as you want, or you can introduce it to other people. So in my case, in Tinus's case, we didn't want to go out and market this. We just wanted to make our money work for us. So let's say I bought another membership underneath myself, and it was another $1,000. So I would say, right, 1,000 multiplied by that means I'm earning, that's $1,000 investment. But like the other side, I'm earning at 0.5% a day. So that means on that $1,000, I am also earning $5. Everybody in agreement with that? But because now that I'm starting to share this opportunity, the company has said, right, here's a marketing level plan, if you want to call it. And they pay up to 20 levels, starting at 20%, then to 15%, then to 10%, then 5, then 5, and so it goes down all the way down to 1% on those 20 levels. But we're just going to focus on the top 6. So let's say I referred myself. That means I'm entitled to 20% of these daily rewards. So 20% multiplied by the $5 means I'm entitled to $1. So I get paid that $1 every day like I get my $5. So now I'm no longer earning $5 a day. I'm actually earning a total of $6 a day. So how does that affect my return on investment? And what they say is this is what we call accelerated rewards to get our money back faster. So that $1,000 divided by the $6 means it's not going to be 200 days to get my money back. It's now going to be 166. Or I was going to wait 600 days to get my $3,000. Now I'm going to get it in 500. So on the standard level, if we just bought one membership, and we put $10,000 or $500, what is our earning per month? Well, we know there's 30 days per month. And that multiplied by the 0.5 gives us 15% a month. Did everybody follow that? But when I looked at the system and I really, what I enjoy is leveraging on capital and working with capital. That's really where I get my sort of oomph, and borrowing at this percentage and making Y percentage. So let's look at what we're actually earning now just by earning the extra $1. We know there's $30, 30 days in a month. We're earning $6 now. We can see that because we've just added the extra $1. So that means 30 multiplied by the 6 should be giving us $180. Yep. So if I have my $180 over here, and I now divide that through by the original $1,000 that I invested, what is my earnings? I've now moved it from a 15%, just by structuring a little bit differently, I'm now earning 18%, which is 3% margin movement. So let's just shake this up a little bit. Let's say I had a little bit more capital to earn, and I didn't put $1,000 in, I actually put $10,000 in. What does that look like? Well, immediately I went from earning $5 a day to $50, which means I'm now generating $10. So that $10 has moved it from a $6 to $15, which means I'm earning $450 a month, or 45% return. on that original $1,000. So if I'm earning $415, I've moved from 200 days to 66 days to get my full return, or here you go 3,000 down to 200. So just by structuring carefully, working with capital differently, and this in the case is your own capital, you can see you're now getting a 45% return on your money over here. So that said, people say, well, what happens? I don't have 10,000. Well, that's if you share the opportunity, you can get the same effect by sharing that with 10 friends that do exactly the same thing. But let's leave that. That's another discussion altogether. So let's leave it at just myself and my investments. I was able to do that. So what have I invested right now? I've used the $1,000 initially, and I've used the $10,000. Let's work out what my total average earnings is right now before we do one more trick to show you how we boost it even more. So I've got 11,000, and what am I earning? I'm earning the $5. I'm earning the $10. And I'm earning the $50. This is per day, getting paid out per day. So that means I'm now earning $65. So what is that from an earnings ratio point of view on the total value? So that allows me to earn at a rate of 0.59%, which you multiplied by 30. Again, what are we earning per month? It's always good to get a good base ratio. That's giving us an average of 17.77%. So when we looked at this, we weren't happy with that. We said, right, we can better structure it. So what if we weren't just earning on the one level, we were earning on the 6 levels? So what we did is we worked the capital and worked out the best way to do it. What happens if we were actually doing this? And we weren't earning $10 anymore. We were earning $30. What does that do to the equation? So instead of $10 here, we're going to change that to $30. So immediately we've gone from now 17% to a 23% return. And that's just giving you one illustration. So we've worked out the best structure, which Shane will go into in the advanced class after this, and to show you what's the best way for the best values and how we worked through it. But the exciting thing is it's not only the leverage of what we got here. So we've moved from a 15% easily up to a 24% per month. And secondly, we have the ability to repurchase every $50 that we take in. So that allows us not to have to wait, and by using the compounding factor, accelerates us to be able to do 10x in close to 200, well, even, yeah, depending on how you structure it, we'll call it 200 days. Now, for people that are not used to these kind of investments, this will be a mind blower. They won't understand it. It's just out of their mind concept because they've been taught. And if you're from the UK, anybody out there, you know that you're going to get 3 to 6% returns per annum. So this is a very big mind shift change for you to understand how the cryptocurrency market works. So I just wanted to give a high level overview on that. Any comments, Adrian, Tinus, before I move on to just logging in to show the app and maybe to show the payment system? Is there anything else that you guys want to touch on that maybe I can explain a bit further? Yeah? Any questions? Are we all good?
All good.
Okay, fantastic. So what I've done is I've put together all of this into what I call a fast track guide, and please don't shoot me. I'm not doing this for marketing awards. This is really around information. So you can invest as a member or investor, or you can be a community builder. I've put all the links over here so you can take your time. You can go through the document and you can go and read all about it. So this is the one link. This is one of their websites. And here it goes into the ecosystem. Remember, we were looking at HYPERPAY earlier, HYPERFUND. You can go into breakdown of all of that. Here's their strategic roadmap. So you can go and see what these guys are about, what they're trying to achieve and where they're going. And most importantly, if you know anything about trading or you're a trader, the best way to look the way forward is to look left and see what people have actually achieved. And that's history repeats itself sometimes. So if you can look at what these guys have achieved in the space of since 2009, you'll feel very confident on where they're going forward. There's just some how to get started. You can, for example, watch the video over here. Everything that has a little blue thing, you can click. It shows you how to invite friends. And why we put that there, in this video, we're going to use the invite section. All right, so just to show you the videos there, why do we do it? Because if you're doing this on your own, you're going to get faced with a lot of terminologies and things that are different. And it's always nice to do things with a Mikey or a friend, you know. So I suggest, you know, teaming up or make sure that you're on the group so you've got somebody to lean on if you don't understand what some things work. Definitely what you want to do is you want to be part of these groups over here. What I'll do is I'll select this and I'll put this in the chat. But please sign up to those 3 groups. That will be very, very important for you guys to be part of that. I'll make sure that's on the chat before the end. And here's just some other views and whatnot. I need to update it a bit. Here's some presentations that you can go through, the compensation program. Here's some copies of the presentations. You need to be part of OKX. And yeah, this again, on the 10th of June, HYPERFUND Summit launch. I put it into the Google resource, and I actually had this translated as well. It's in Mandarin and it's in English. But those sections that's Mandarin, there are scripts that you can follow, actually understanding what they're talking about. So if you are looking at getting involved, go and have a look to see what they're talking about and where they're going, what a convertible bond is. And then I've put everything into a Google resource drive as well, so you can go and just get one source where all the information is. I've got a whole lot of videos and things to add up onto that, which I will be doing. And here's the due diligence, you know, proof of association with the Australian government. Here you can have a look and see, you know, are they registered? Are they saying who they are? This is normal things that we should be doing when you're getting involved in projects. And I tend to stay away from things I don't know or you know, can't validate. But these guys are certainly, out of most of the crypto projects that I've been involved in, I am so super excited about this because these guys keep delivering. I mean, just on, you know, one of the things around the tech, you know, you get these, if you're in the space, you get these things called a Trezor. These are where you save your devices, you know, you save your cryptocurrency on a cold wallet or a wallet that's off. And here's their equivalent on it. And it's one step up, you know. Here you've got it's in a box, but this is Bluetooth. So this links directly to your phone. You don't have to be behind a PC anymore. You just literally a bank in your pocket or on your keyring and as you run. So these guys are really, really playing out of their shoes when it comes to the whole sort of game of cryptos. And I believe on my calculation, these guys are about a year and a half ahead of the competition because you look at their technology. This is an app, you can access it. You can, if you've got an Android, you can download it. They do have iOS, but there's lots of updates. I'm gonna log in to show you what it looks like. Let me just have a look here. I'll log into one of the accounts. I'll show you what it looks like and maybe do a little rebuy. And hang on, let's try that. So this is what the app looks like. This is what you'd log in every day. Over here, this shows you what the pending rewards are. So there's still a drawdown of $101,000 to go. You click on here, it shows you all the different packages as such. You know, you can have a look and just see what's been released. You can actually click on each one and it tells you time of purchase, what's been released against it. Remember, we talk about accelerated rewards. And here's your memberships. So here you can do your purchases, which is you can buy it with straight USDT from your deposit account, or you do a custom payment, which is using some of your existing money that you're earning, what we call an offset, and a deposit, or you can do a straight $50 rebuy, which I'll show you now if we've got some money in this account. Over here, this shows you, it would show you who your downline is. So this is an independent account. There is nobody underneath here or being signed up underneath this account. Here are some training videos. If you are struggling with it, just right click on it and download the video and watch it offline if you're having trouble with your browser. But just very high level stuff on blockchain. This is where the action happens. So you can see this is your button over here is where you invite friends. You've got exchange, transfer, withdraw, and merge. Now, All of this is discussed on training on a Saturday. I also have uploaded videos. I'll be uploading last Saturday's training, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But what I will show you is how quickly it is to do a repurchase. So you can have a look here. We have a merge function as well. So there's multiple accounts that are linked here. So this allows you to pull money from other accounts and actually take it and buy it at the right position. This is what we worked out to maximize the rewards, which we'll cover in the advanced class. So as you can see, rewards here are $136. I click on my merge function. I've got a choice. I can reinvest in these positions, or I can take the money that is available that's greater than $50 and move it into the main account of which I'm going to purchase. So I'm just going to merge all, confirm. We had $136 over there. We're now moving it across, and now we got $257. So we go to the rebuy. This is how quick it takes to compound, guys. So we go to the rebuy function. It's $50 a rebuy. So that allows me to now get 250 rebuys. I hit the submit button, and my job is done for the day. I can log off, and that's it. And that's just going to continuously grow. The withdrawal functions, etc. I would just go onto the training sessions to have a look at that. I'm going to log in quickly with my cell phone to show the payment app, and then we go straight into the advanced class. Can we start taking questions while I just call up the app, if you don't mind? Any questions? Am I by myself? Is everyone there?
Can you hear me, Rory?
Yeah. Hi, Martin. How are you, bud?
Yeah, I'm good, and you?
Good. Good to see you, my friend. What's up?
Yeah, that last little merge function that you just did.
Yeah.
You did it in super fast mode.
Yeah. That's what advanced classes are for, Martin. We've done some. This is just a high level, but we'll certainly. I can take you offline, or there are some advanced classes on how that works. And it's very powerful to maximize your percentages. And keep in mind, when we're doing the calculations on the spreadsheets, any brainiacs around the table here will understand that we're working day to day. But if you're compounding 3 or 4 times in the day and you're accelerating that time, you're actually going to have a more of an exponential result on your results. But
okay, what I wanted, sorry, I want to maybe just redefine that question. I understand how the merge button works because I've used it a few times before. But what I'm just trying to find out with all those linked accounts, did those buttons when you actually compounded, did it compound on all those individual accounts, or did you compound it on one specific account?
So what I did is I moved the money from there to the lowest account, which we're going to run through on Shane's spreadsheet. And that is what gave us, because that's giving us that extra boost of those extra percentages.
Okay, no, got it. Okay, so you can actually do that. Cool.
All right.
Okay, you're going to cover that in the next class as well, you said?
Yeah, we're going to go more into that next class. So this is just the intro.
Cool.
Any other questions on the intro side? Well, I'll just show my app.
Hi, Rory. I've had a question. The question was...
Can you just speak up if you don't mind? I can barely hear you.
Okay.
Hello?
Better?
It's still hold that a little bit. Just if you hold it, you just cup your microphone there if you don't mind.
That better?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay. I've had a question. The question is it possible to take a Bitcoin, put it into the hyperloan function, borrow the 70% against that one Bitcoin, use that to build your structure in HYPERFUND, and with that compounding in that, is it possible to repay that money back in the required time, or not?
It is, but we'll hand over to Shane in about 5 minutes to answer that question specifically. He's going to cover that. He's actually built the loan function into the spreadsheet and show you what's possible and not possible. So good question. I'm not even going to attempt to answer it. I'll leave Shane up to that one, and we can all look together.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right. So this is the HyperPay app. I just want to shout out to Mauritius. Agnes, how are you? I'll see you there. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. All right. Oh my gosh. Every time I get this login, I hope I get this right. Oh, jeez. I get cold sweats when I have to keep putting this password in because it's a lucky draw. Okay, got that one right. So this is the basic. Again, we're going to go into this in more detail in the second session, but for those that are going to go, here is the HYPERPay app. It works like a charm. The bottom section that you got here is all your cryptocurrencies. As you can see, I've got 1.4 Bitcoin sitting there. I've got an available balance of 0.71 Bitcoin that's sitting there. That I'll use against the loan function. You've got HyperCard. We spoke about the card. There's the cards. Again, we'll go more details into it. This is the virtual card where you can spend up to, I think it's 100,000 euros a day on a swipe. But anything like Take a Lot or any of those virtual purchases that you do online, you can pay electricity, all those sort of things. You can have a look-see there. Here's some of the transactions. The red ones is money I've spent. The green ones is deposited. And we're just working now what's the best way to link it up to things like Zappa, etc. Those that are in Europe will know about the Europe card, which is also another sort of prepaid card that you can use. And the exciting thing that we saw, we got ours on order at the moment. We get a physical card, and this is, you'll be able to spend the 50,000 a day. And here are all the details that you can go and have a look, see. And this is really exciting from the cryptocurrencies. And what I'm now trying to educate folk to do now is those people that are sitting on Bitcoin, let's say, for example, you had certain amounts of Bitcoin in the system and you're earning 24% a month on a loan, 50%, you can actually live off that interest. You'll be able to draw down and make, if you had, let's say, for example, 3 Bitcoin, you put $21,000 into the actual, your cash out is 70% is $21,000. You put that to work, you're actually going to make $11,000 every 60 days, which is an income of just over 100,000 Rand without actually selling your Bitcoin. And we need to work and integrate and understand how these things. So we'll cover that in the advanced class as well, or you sit in your compound and you grow your investment. So this is the app. I'm not going to go into any more detail. We'll touch on it more in the advanced class. I just want to show you that the app is real. It works. It's got the BitLoan function as well. You can see I'm running at the moment. I've got 2 loans sitting there at the moment that I'm working in my actual app at the moment. And because I've got Bitcoin sitting there, I can borrow $5,300. I specifically put in the group, we put a new, I made a little video and I uploaded that to the group. So you can just watch that in your own time as well. All right, opening the floor to any general questions, and then we're going to go straight over to the advanced class and to Shane. So I'm going to end this now. Any questions before we go across?